Greetings, televiewers, and welcome to the 7 p.m. English newscast on Info Television. Our headlines. A three-day Defense Forces symposium on war victims has kicked off in Yaoundé at the conference center. Under the esteemed patronage of the head of state, the event aims at updating the legal framework for the management of war victims. And the Magba Public Security Police has seized a significant quantity of cannabis which originated from Zeng village in the Mbiame, northwest region of Cameroon. Those were our headlines. Details right ahead. Once more, thanks for joining us on the news. The Defense Forces Symposium on War Victims has opened this September 10, 2025 at the Yaoundé Conference Center under the high patronage of the President of the Republic. The three-day conference, chaired by the Secretary of State to the Minister of Defense in charge of war victims and ex-servicemen, aims to discuss issues affecting war victims and table strategies on how to better assist them. Let's watch. Between humanitarian emergency and sustainable policy, thinking about coherent and inclusive management of war victims in Cameroon is the theme observed for the first Defense Forces Symposium on War Victims. The three-day event opens at the Yaoundé Conference Center on September 10, 2025.
Il m'est particulièrement agréable de prendre la parole ce jour en ce lieu hautement symbolique qu'est le palais des congrès de Yaoundé.
I am particularly honored to stand before you today in this highly symbolic venue, the Yaoundé Conference Center, as we inaugurate this very first symposium dedicated to the victims of atrocities and armed conflicts, both within and beyond our borders, that have affected our fellow citizens, civilian and military personnel alike.
While presiding over the ceremony, the Secretary of State to the Minister of Defense in charge of ex-servicemen and war victims, Kumpa Issa, recalled that the nation is grateful to those who have fought tirelessly for the nation at the expense of their lives.
Comme l'a si bien dit le président de la République, son Excellence Paul Biya,
our President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Biya, has so rightly declared the nation cannot forget those who have suffered and sacrificed themselves for it. It owes them gratitude, justice, and protection.
Under the esteemed patronage of the head of state, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, and supervision of the Minister Delegate at the Presidency in charge of Defense, Joseph Betty Assomo, better steps were taken to look after servicemen who have been injured while defending their fatherland.
Sous la très haute impulsion du Président de la République, son Excellence Paul Biya, notre pays a franchi des étapes
under the strong impetus of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Biya, our country has taken decisive steps in taking care of our ex-servicemen and war victims. Major initiatives in this regard include the creation and modernization of dedicated facilities, notably the recent constructed, equipped and inaugurated military complex for the disabled. This state-of-art facility stands to provide rapid and humane responses to the urgent needs of our beneficiaries.
Also present at the event were the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Gabriel Mbairobe, generals and other military personnel. The Minister of Water and Energy Resources, Gaston Elundu Esomba, chaired a ceremony presenting Cameroon's Energy Compact this September 10, 2025 in Yaoundé. The initiative, led by the World Bank Group and the African Development Bank, aims to enhance access to reliable and sustainable electricity in Cameroon. Mimi Thiobo has the details.
Gaston Elundo Esomba, Minister of Water and Energy, opened the presentation session of Cameroon's Energy Compact workshop. This is a public policy document in which the state commits to implementing a series of reforms and actions aimed at modernizing the electricity sector, strengthening transparency, and securing investment by 2030.
The World Fund and African Development Initiative to provide electricity 300 million Africans. And you are lucky because Cameroon is one of the countries that choosing it. Our goal is to provide electricity to 8 million Cameroonians. But to achieve is there, we have to put in place many measures. We don't never have to take it.
This document was developed within the framework of the Mission 300 initiative. According to the World Bank study, nearly 600 million Africans lack access to electricity. To address this situation, the World Bank Group and the African Development Bank, in collaboration with their partners, launched an initiative to connect 300 million people in Africa. Cameroon has thus been admitted into the second phase of the compact.
We are committing to executions together with our partners across the world, paying electricity to 300 million families. And Cameroon is part of the second cohort of countries. There are 90 others. Cameroon, the objective is to reach $1 billion.
According to the Minister of Water and Energy, between 2020 and 2024, the electricity access rate increased from 65% to 74%, thanks to investors supported by the government with assistance of development partners. Despite this progress, much effort is still required to guarantee reliable energy access for all.
We are going to increase the rate of renewable energy in our generation mix. It will be about 10%. Up to increase, up to upgrade what they call our transmission network. It's very, very, very.
Discussions are ongoing amongst all partners to present a more comprehensive energy compact capable of meeting the expectations of both the public and private sectors.
Now let's talk education. As the 2025-2026 school year kicked off on September 8, some schools for deaf and hard of hearing children equally joined the train. Mimi Tiobo visited one of such schools in Yaoundé and says inclusive education is a reality. Her reports.
Even if they don't speak like others, their voices are still heard through actions, expressions, and sign language. As the 2025-2026 academic year begins, a Cameroonian school for deaf and hard of hearing children is at the forefront of inclusive education. The institution provides a nurturing environment where pupils can strive, with a curriculum tailored to meet their unique needs, focusing on communicating skills, academic excellence, and social confidence. Parental acceptance plays a vital role in this journey.
La première chose que nous faisons, c'est que nous mettons d'abord les parents en confiance. Alors,
the first thing we do is to put confidence on the parents. We do psychopedagogy interview with the parents who need to have confidence for the child to have confidence in them. On the handicap situation, it's a problem for the parents to accept that her child is different.
Qui doit accepter que son enfant est différent.
By providing inclusive education, accepting and supporting these children's conditions contributes significantly to their emotional and social well-being. This holistic approach ensures that pupils receive a comprehensive education, preparing them for a brighter future. We have a group of well-equipped and qualified teachers who are in charge of these different handicapped children, so they know what they have to do on the first day. As Cameroon Minister of Basic Education emphasizes the importance of inclusive education, this school serves as a shining example of the dedication to empowering deaf and hard of hearing pupils.
We remain in education as some schools in the southwest region of Cameroon have reopened their doors for the 2025-2026 school year. In Manfei, chief town of the Manyu division, resumption was visibly effective with educators delivering lessons. Jude Kenji in this report presents the effectiveness. Let's watch.
Schools in the southwest region of Cameroon officially reopened for the 2025-2026 academic year in Manfei, the chief town of Manyu division. School resumption proceeded visibly and effectively at Government High School Manfei. Teachers were already in classrooms delivering the first lesson of the term, a sign of renewed commitment to education amidst ongoing challenges. Earlier this Tuesday, the divisional delegate for secondary education for Manyu, Sarah Ayuk, conducted an unannounced inspection of some institutions within the Manfei municipality. She stopped by GHS Manfei and Government Technical High School Manfei, where she interacted with both staff and students who were actively engaged in learning. Following the tour, she expressed satisfaction with the turnout and discipline, commending teachers for their professionalism and early commitment.
Accepting what is going on and embracing and keeping away fear, and we are all here today. This academic year seems to be a wonderful one because the way people have started is so overwhelming that I think that the academic year, the success we will get this year will be better than last year.
Yesterday we reopened, and on campuses there were 29 teaching staff and 7 administrative staff, and student population was 47. And today the student population has actually improved from 47 yesterday to 153. So I think we are improving. By Friday the population is going to increase more than this.
While education resumed on a positive note in Manfei, the border region continues to grapple with instability despite a one-month lockdown called by separatist fighters across the northwest and southwest. Manfei appeared relatively calm. The municipality experienced a semblance of normalcy as markets were operational and businesses along major streets functioned without interruption. This demonstrated growing resilience and defiance among the local population in the face of the fear and intimidation. However, the transport sector tells a different story. Manfei's motor parks remained largely deserted with no vehicles moving in or out of the municipality. This indicates that while internal activities have resumed, regional connectivity is still heavily impacted by the ongoing security threats. The hope remains that the educational momentum witnessed in Manfei will continue to spread across the division and region in the days ahead.
Let's talk politics. As the October presidential polls draw near, the traditional rulers from the East region are eager to make their position clear. They were received today, September 10th, by the Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic, Ferdinand Ngongo. Jude Kenji reports from the Unity Palace.
Traditional rulers from the land of the rising sun, the East region, were received at the Unity Palace this Wednesday, September 10th, 2025, by the Minister of State, Secretary General of the Presidency, Ferdinand Ngongo, who also serves as the head of the Strategic Campaign Committee for President Paul Biya. 41 in number and led by His Majesty Bertrand Efundo, they assured the Minister of State, Secretary General of the Presidency of the Republic, Ferdinand Ngongo, of their unflinching and unconditional support for the CBDM candidate Paul Biya in the October presidential election.
We are here to say to the head of state, His Excellency Paul Biya, that he can count on us. It's a long-lasting support. We have been supporting him later, we are supporting him now, and we remain supporting his action for the development. Men, women, youth and elders, we are together with him and will remain as we have done it for many years we remain with him.
In a powerful gesture of allegiance, the rulers presented the symbolic gorilla artifact representing peace and protection to be delivered to President Paul Biya.
As people living in the forest, we just look at gorillas, and the male gorilla never gives up. He is always there to protect. He is always there to guide. He is always there to say, to show the right way. And that's because His Excellency Paul Biya must show us the right way, the right direction, the direction of peace, the direction of stability. That's why we gave that artifact to tell him that you are the one in who we believe in the Eastern region, as we call all the other Cameroonians to support him, since we need peace, since we need stability, since we need development.
They assured President Paul Biya that he could count on them as the election draws near. Beyond their endorsement, the traditional leaders pledged to be custodians of stability, promising to maintain peace before, during, and after the October 12 presidential election. The audience also saw the presence of Philip Mbarngambua, Minister in charge of special duties of the presidency, and Minister Muhammadu Mustafa, Deputy Secretary General No. 2 of the Presidency of the Republic.
And still in the same light, traditional rulers drawn from all 4 divisions of the South region of Cameroon have renewed their confidence in President Paul Biya ahead of the upcoming presidential election come October. This was during an audience granted them by the Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic, Ferdinand Gongo, on September 9 at the Unity Palace. Jude Kenji once more.
As the October presidential polls draw near, traditional rulers of the South region are eager to make their position clear. They were received at the Unity Palace this Tuesday, September 9th, 2025, by the Minister of State, Secretary General of the Presidency, Ferdinand Gongo, acting on behalf of the Head of State, Paul Biya, numbering 40, and led by His Majesty René Désiré Efa, President of the South Regional Council of Chiefs. They assured the Minister of State, Secretary General of the Presidency of the Republic, Ferdinand Gongo, of the unflinching and unconditional support for the CPDM candidate Paul Biya in the October presidential election.
As those who are in a team as peacemaker, as Numgi told us, and we are here to say, from now until the end, we'll be behind him as peacemaker. The second message is that we have decided together that he's the Nomongi. Be above Nomongi, there is not other title above Nomongi. And according to that, here is looking like our God. And because of that, we should be beside everybody, in front everybody, down, up everybody, and tell them that he is the only one that we are going to support in our life.
To demonstrate their support for President Paul Biya, the head of the delegation, on behalf of all the traditional rulers from the South Regional Council of Chiefs, handed over a throne with its attributes, which symbolizes authority, to the Minister of State for onward transmission to the head of state, Paul Biya. They assured President Paul Biya that he could count on them as the election draws near, and also pleaded for the upcoming presidential election campaigns to be launched in the South region.
We are calling him to come and launch the national campaign of the presidential in the South region, because as traditional rulers, we want to be with him. And after launching this presidential campaign, we'll be behind him all over the nation to tell to everybody that he's the one we have chosen together, and we have to be together all our lives.
Ancestral blessings and incantations were invoked before the throne for paternal warmth, protection, assurance, confidence, and determination for President Paul Biya to go from victory to victory, and for peace to reign before, during, and after the October 12 presidential election. The audience was also attended by Philip Mbarngambua, Minister in charge of special duties of the Presidency, and Minister Muhammadu Mustafa, Deputy Secretary General No. 2 of the Presidency of the Republic.
On a working visit to Ayo's Nyong and Fumu division of the Centre region on September 9, 2025, the Minister of Trade, Luc Magloire Barga Tangana, visited a piggery farm. The aim was to encourage the promoter and explore opportunities to expand sales platforms and ahead of the festive season. Phillips Enchi reports.
In a walking visit to the Ayo subdivision in the Nyong and Fumu division Centre region, the Minister of Trade, Luc Magloire Barga Tangana, made a stop at the Ajo Mate Harriet Mbang agro-pastoral farm. His visit to the piggery aims to evaluate the production capacity of the farm while creating an enabling atmosphere for the commercialization of pork, both home and abroad. This action is in line with President Paul Biya's import substitution policy while encouraging and boosting local meat production. The trade boss proceeded to the breeding units of the farm with a production capacity of over 1,000 pigs, coupled with a maize farm for the production of feed. The farm is ready to meet expectations.
Since 2024, we have launched this project, pig farming. And since then, today we have about 1,045 piglets in the building. Our objective is to produce young piglets for those who wanted to do also farming. We produce also young piglets for about 18 to 100 kilograms. My husband and I are doing with our own money, but we have difficulty now. Food for piglet is too expensive. The cost of production is too higher, and we need a support of the government for those purposes.
Although with difficulties encountered, the presence of the minister reassured the promoter of government support to boost local meat production and encourage local consumption.
I want a visibility. I want the Minister of Commerce to be our mediator. We can have some financement from Minpat, Minepia. We need also. We are waiting also from him to open us markets.
With the increase in production of pork, the Minister of Trade is confident that the farm will go a long way to supply meat to Cameroonians as the festive season approaches.
You have visited a farm from pork. It's the same thing, promoted by a young person. It's good for the local market. It means that the consumer can be sure that they will be supplied, in particular during the end of year feast. But at the same time, we are able now to provide local and external regional market. It's good. It means that Cameroon is a country where the young people can live easily, decently. The government is working. When the others are talking, we are working.
The visit, attended by administrative and local authorities from the Ayo subdivision, marks a significant milestone and guarantees a steady supply of affordable quality meat in the country and beyond. Cameroon's import substitution policy, now fully implemented, aims to boost local production and reduce reliance on imported goods. As the policy's impact on the cost of living continues to unfold, its success is expected to lead to low prices, increased economic opportunities for citizens, and a boost to local production.
And still in Ayo's, Minister Luc Magloire Barga Tangana visited a cocoa production unit to access its production capacity and adopted to produce high-quality cocoa beans. Let's watch.
Following a successful visit to a piggery farm, the Minister of Trade, Luc Magloire Barga Tangana, accompanied by high-level delegation, visited the Omoproke state-of-art cocoa production facility to gain first-hand insight into the production of high-quality cocoa beans. The over 10-acre of cocoa production unit, established in 2019, meets international standards and sets a benchmark for producing premium cocoa beans. This is achieved through innovative production methods combined with local techniques such as separating cocoa beans from empty pods while prioritizing sustainable practices to prevent deforestation. The adoption of agroforestry practices promotes ecological balance, optimize resource utilization, and enhance farm resilience. The minister later visited the premium destination for cocoa excellence, where he observed the rigorous process that produce quality cocoa beans in high demand globally. This Center for Excellence is truly commendable.
We have partners, international partners, who are coming. They are collecting the product here. We are not transporting. It's coming from Europe and collect it here. You just produce and they come and collect here. You start in the farm. You collect, you have to respect some obligation, and then you collect the beans there, you bring them here, they are treated here, and you respect a procedure who has been described.
Producing high quality cocoa beans requires perseverance and scientific expertise.
Cameroon cocoa is benefiting of two main parameters. The first one is our the red color of our powder. The powder from Cameroon is red. And the second thing is that we have the aromatic profile very, very high, more than the other origins. And that is due to our agro-ecosystem that we are using. And we are growing our cocoa under shade trees. And that can give us two advantages. The first one is that the soil can keep water for a long time, and that will be very good for the cocoa production.
Cocoa produced in Cameroon is compared to none.
Cameroon is preparing himself to become the leader of cocoa production in Africa. Why? Because two criteria are putting the other big producers in difficulties. They don't have any more lands. The cocoa orchard is getting old. But in Cameroon, we still have more land. We have a young orchard cocoa, and we have also the good agro-ecosystem to cultivate cocoa. It means that it's bright for Cameroon. The future for Cameroon is bright.
The trade boss, satisfied with the presentations, urges Cameroonians to emulate such initiative.
After the visit, you can see that it's simple. It just needs effort to be able to produce excellent cocoa beans. The field we have visited is promoted by a young person, and he has done it so well that he's now quite the best in the market, local and international market, and he has been distinguished on international market. He has received a medal from the market. It means that around here and in other places in the country, the other young people can do like him. I'll be sure that yes, they will receive naturally good price, nice income, and at the same time they will be distinguished like him. They will be rewarded by the market through international certificate.
With cocoa prices skyrocketing in Cameroon, the trade minister urges Cameroonians to seize this opportunity and invest in agriculture, emphasizing the sector's lucrative returns and reliable path to financial independence.
As you heard in one of our lead stories, a significant quantity of cannabis packed in over 124 bags was seized by the Makba Public Security Police and destroyed. The operation underscores Cameroon's ongoing efforts to combat drug trafficking in the region. Details in this report.
A massive fire on the banks of River Mape in Makba destroyed 124 bags of cannabis, estimated to be around 4 tons, which was seized by the Makba Public Security Police Station on August 24, 2025. The illegal cargo was hidden in a cement transport truck and was being transported from the Bui division in the northwest region to the far north.
Grosse prise qui est à mettre à l'actif
This great effort was made active by collaborators of MACBA, coming as informers. We have put in place collaborators that track them with success, those who were transporting this cannabis. It is an important opportunity for us to appreciate these collaborators who did not give on to all temptation of corruption. So we will want to appreciate and encourage them.
Tel que nous l'apprécions aujourd'hui.
The traffickers involved have been arrested and awaiting judgment. The destruction of the cannabis stock was overseen by Augustine Awafonka, the governor of the West Region. Naturally, their prison sentence can go from 15 to 20 years imprisonment. They can also be condemned with heavy charges, which can go from 100,000 to 25 million CFA francs. This incident highlights the ongoing efforts to combat illegal cannabis trafficking in the region.
And in sports, the indomitable Lions of Cameroon, after a 0-1 defeat against Cabo Verde, the chances of qualifications now hang on a balance. Cameroonians are questioning the technical ability of coach Marc Brice. Are there hopes for Cameroon? Our sports reporter Philips Enchi throws more light.
Cameroon's indomitable Lions return home in turmoil following a 1-0 defeat to Cape Verde in Praia. This result leaves them 4 points behind the Blue Shark with only 2 games remaining in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. The loss has sparked doubt about their chances of reaching the finals and renewed criticism of Marc Brice's team's management. With the victory, Cabo Verde tightened their grip on Group D, now requiring just 1 win from their last 2 fixtures away to Libya and at home to Eswatini to secure a direct ticket to the World Cup. Cameroon, on the other hand, is required not only a victory in their remaining matches, but also see Cabo Verde stumble twice, an increasingly improbable scenario. In order to grab a ticket for the 2026 World Cup, the indomitable Lions must win their finals against Angola at home and Mauritius. Cameroon struggles deepens as they currently sit outside the 4 first-second teams that will advance to the playoffs. Unless results across Africa take a dramatic turn, the indomitable Lions face the risk of missing out not just direct qualification, but also the potential safety net of playoff spot. Cameroon's World Cup dream hangs on a thread. Unless Marc Brice makes bold tactical decisions and set aside sentiments, the Lions risk paying the ultimate price. Missing the 2026 World Cup, the question is whether the team's leadership and the Football Federation are willing to face harsh realities before it is too late. Cameroonians are now questioning the tactics used by Ringo Bessong during the 2022 World Cup qualifiers against Algeria, given the team's current performance. As Marc Brice and Ringo Bessong are being compared in the streets of Yaoundé and beyond, fans are shifting their focus from past success to the team's current results. With the 2026 FIFA World Cup approaching, the indomitable Lions must deliver to satisfy football fans despite the challenges. In Cameroon, where football is a beloved national pastime, fans are eagerly awaiting a strong performance and are ready to rally behind their team.
And we take you out of the country to talk about the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which is expected to significantly enhance Ethiopia's electricity generation, supporting economic growth. While Gaza's journalists have faced extreme peril as Mariam Daga is killed in an Israeli strike. Our international roundup with Jessica Nziwu.
Ethiopia inaugurated Africa's largest dam on Tuesday, aiming to boost its economy, end frequent blackouts, and support the growth of electric vehicle development. The country has banned the importation of gas or line-powered vehicles, marking a significant shift.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for your keen attention and stay in the company of our programs as Claudian Tsar comes up at exactly 8 p.m. with the news in the French language. Have a good evening.